So I'm Tim, I'm the divisional franchisor for gyms, blinds and shutters based in Adelaide. You know what, probably 8 years, so was involved with building inspections a bit and then had a couple of dog wash regions, and then we started the blinds division in 2016. Look, the systems were very good. You know, having good systems, having a strong brand, that was really helpful. I think the way the franchisees look after each other and work together was really appealing, and you know, we knew that you know, going into it, that you'd be much better off to go with the gyms group for the blinds business than go look at franchising ourselves. It's got a great system, great brand, and it's worked out really well, so we're really pleased with that. Divisional franchisors are the ones who sign the agreement with gym and take the divisional franchise rights for the entire division. So there's regional franchisors that'll take maybe a state or part of a state, and then divisional franchisors look after the whole. For us, in this case, it's the whole blinds division. And so I'm part of a team. So Mark is executive director of the division. And so I think for us, the main role, we act as a regional franchisor and divisional franchisor. And so it's looking after franchisees, it's dealing with suppliers. A lot of it's marketing. We've spent a lot of time and money getting our marketing in place so the guys have good leads, good solid flow of leads. So that's a big part of it. And then, yeah, suppliers and getting pricing and things like that right, so that our guys that join our business come in, they're able to access group discount pricing, rebates going to marketing and things like that. That's a lot of what we do. And yeah, but for us, I think as a division, we've got a solid team of divisional franchisors, and so between, you know, myself and Mark and even Belinda, our finance manager, and Chris, who does a lot of our training on some of the software and stuff like that we've put in, that's how we support the guys. So it's not just one person, which has helped us a lot, yeah. For us, marketing's everything. We are constantly overspending on marketing. Every franchisee contributes to the marketing fund, but as a franchisors, we're putting in tons of money into marketing. And one of the ways that we've worked out that we can do that is we find key suppliers. And we will, you know, and there's a few key things we're looking for supply. The price needs to be sharp as, our guys need to go in with really competitive pricing, quality of product. We can't be going out doing, you know, call outs and things like that because their products let us down. Training and support is massive, so we want our guys to be able to call the suppliers and get the help and support they need. And then the fourth one is, will they get behind us in marketing? So we'll advertise their products, you know, through Facebook campaigns, whatever, and will they contribute to that? And then we've found some really good suppliers that do that, and then we've arranged a rebate so that we can fund more marketing. And for us, really, marketing is our biggest spend without a doubt in the division. Yeah, I think we're hovering around 25 franchise. We're going to hit 30 this year, which is good, so we've got some guys coming on board. I think we started we had a proprietary product when we started, okay, and so we were very single product centric. We're a fully fledged retailer across everything indoor and outdoor now as well, so that's been a really big shift for us as a division. So as far as how we're going to the market, I mean, we're definitely in a place where we're getting a lot of suppliers reach out to us. It's giving us really good buying power. That's really helpful. And so yeah, so we've put a lot of time, especially the last couple of years, into our training, our system, so we can bring on guys. We've got a robust training program. We've got guys that we buddy them up with for support and things like that. We've got manufacturers that, you know, so they'll come and do the 3-day generic training with the gyms group up at Mooroolbark, and then we'll take them out for another week on top of that. And we've got a program that we run them through to get guys across the board. And then we've worked really hard to, when we start franchisees now, we try to start them in pockets. So we'll try to get 3 or 4 guys lined up in an area over a 6-month period, so there's got a good amount of crossover and support. So we don't just go into a new area without and just drop someone into it. We really try to put a support network around them of local franchisees as well, and that's been really helpful as well, because most guys comment on, especially in our division, that the more franchisees they have around them, it really helps, number one, the amount of leads that they get, because you've got more money going into the advertising pool, and they're travelling less and things like that. That's been massive in Victoria as well, particularly like as we've built that out. Yeah. We take guys from the industry sometimes, but for us, when we have that initial call come through, someone inquires about being a franchisee, and we jump on the phone with them and we start speaking to them. The things we're looking for is, are they good communicators? Are they good with people? Are they someone who can bring some energy to a conversation? Because then we know that they're going to be able to sell the product. Because we're not just a service-based division. We don't go out and we're not just installers. We're retailers. So lead comes in, we go out and see the customer. We've got to walk them through, you know, in their home as well is a really big part of it. And so you've got to be presentable. You've got to be able to speak to your clients, got to be able to walk them through some of the options for their window coverings or their outdoor blinds, whatever they need. So we're looking for people that like people. Anyone who's clearly got a passion for customer service, that's a big tick. The technical side of it, we can train them on. So we've got the training program to do that. But the people skills, the ability to really care from start to finish of the job. A lot of our guys don't install jobs. They're doing the client work. Then we've got installation teams that go in and do the installs. And so still being able to take responsibility of the whole job to make sure it lands well with the customer. Business experience is a plus, it's not essential. Sales experience is great. If they've done sales before, that's really helpful because they understand follow-up and things like that. But yeah, those types of things. And then, like I said, like some of our best franchisees weren't from the industry before they started. But then also we've got guys that have been in the industry 25 plus years, and some of them even had other blinds franchises that have come over because it's a pretty friendly model in terms of fees. We would expect a single franchisee owner. It varies a lot depending on the lifestyle that they want. And so the guys that are pushing hard, we've got guys that turn over 6 figures a month. On the regular. They've got team that help do that. They've got installers that sit behind them. They've got sales guys that sit behind them. That's, you know, and we've got quite large businesses. We've also got the one-man bands that are happy doing, if they can do 40 grand a month in turnover, they're great. That's kind of where it gets pretty reasonable for a one-man band. If they're doing 40 grand a month in turnover, you know, just shy of $500,000 a year, they're taking home a good income. Our net margins are probably at that level, 30 to 40% depending on what they price. So it's you know, our goal is that we don't want guys to have to be the A plus 11 out of 10 sharp operators to be able to make a good living. We wanted to create a business model that meant if they're diligent, if they work hard, and if they look after their customers, then yeah, absolutely, they can get an income without being someone who has to work 100 hours a week to do that. We've got one of our first franchisees in Victoria. You know, in his first year, his net profit was $160,000. It's almost triple what he's ever earned in his life. And now he doesn't keep going for more and more and more and more. He just decreases the amount of work he does. We always have a running joke about, is he even working today? Because he's out, does 4 days, does school drop-off, pick-up, and that's what he loves, right? So what he did is he got the income, and then what he tried to do is he spent the last few years just reducing the amount of hours he has to work, so getting more referrals, and he barely takes leads as well, which is pretty, in our industry, that's pretty rare to have someone not taking leads, because you always want that constant feed. But yeah, so that's probably a good success story. Absolutely. And guys that, yeah, passion for customer service, like finding good creative solutions in the home. And we've got guys that come on board who do it with their partner, and their partner might have an interior design background or something like that. That's worked really well. But so everything indoor, outdoor. So indoor blinds, roller blinds, plantation shutters, things like that, no problem. Do a lot of awnings and outdoor blinds, cafe blinds, things like that. Plantation shutters, do a lot of plantation shutters. We have a proprietary product that we've had through one of our manufacturers in a blockout blind, and that's been really, really popular. So being able to fully black out a blind, that's massive for pilots and you know, young people with young children and nurses, people working night shift, things like that. So we do a lot of that as well. But our goal is that if you call us, we can come into your home, whether it's a new build, whether it's an existing house you're wanting to refit out, or you're doing a renovation or whatever, whether you're wanting to get your outdoor patio sorted, we want to be able to come in and provide a solution for any window that you've got, any door, and the outdoor areas as well. So we are a one-stop shop in that respect, and we've got a robust product range that sits behind that. Yeah, all of our blinds are custom made. So every window is actually different. That's what we say to guys when we're training. You've got to approach, even if you've been in the house, you've measured 20 windows already, every single window you have to approach as a new window, because they're not all square. They're not all, you know, some of the measurements, it's not consistent the whole way through. So for us, yeah, a lot of people go, oh yeah, yeah, my windows are roughly this size, and you go, yeah, but it makes a big difference. If your blinds and your window furnishings are custom made and fit perfectly, you'll never look at it. You'll never be sitting in your lounge room a little bit annoyed that your blinds are a little bit shorter or overhangs a little bit too much. So yeah, that's a big thing, is all our products custom made, so that they're perfect for the spot we're using, and that's sort of obviously our recommended route. Other than DIY can be a bit tricky. Absolutely. You do 3 days at Jim's Group head office, and you do your generic training, and then what we do is we've got one of our main suppliers. They come through, they host us for multiple days in their office area, their boardroom, and then we've got a number of team members. So whether it's from a manufacturer or whether it's one of our franchisees, they'll walk you through a product. These are your selling points. These are the things to look for with measuring. We'll give you a tour through the factory to show how the stuff's made, so you can get a bit of an understanding of some of the componentry that goes into it. And then what we do is, so that's a few days in a room with a number of different people. And then we partner you up with the franchisee for you know, generally within it, we tailor it to make sure that by the time a franchisee is taking leads, they're very comfortable with what they're doing. So some guys pick it up really quick, and if they've come from the industry, of course they're going to pick it up. It's going to be pretty familiar with a lot of it. For guys that come in straight off the bat that potentially haven't been in the industry before, then, you know, we'll work with them as long as we need to make that work. But generally 30, 40 hours with one of our franchisees on the road is helpful. But, you know, the reality is we're always on call for the first jobs. You know, we're going out with them and things like that, make sure it lands well. And so, yeah, so the process, we'll go through a number of days with our suppliers, rotating guys, you know, in a sort of a boardroom setting, and then it's out in the field, and we do, you know, maybe a week and a half with them, depending on how they go. Yeah, with one of our guys. Yeah, look, jimspines.com.au, and if you fill in the franchisee form, what you'll get is a reach out from me, and we'll find a time to have a chat about it. We'll send you through some information, go through all of it, and then really what we want to do is we want to find out, is it going to be a good fit for you? We're going to meet you face to face, and we'll go grab a coffee or go get some lunch or something, have a good chat about it. And then the other massive thing is we'll get you speaking to some of our franchisees. Once you're speaking to the franchisees, you can ask them the questions that, you know, potentially you want to know from them directly, and then we'll follow it up through there. Yeah.